Okay, we're gonna debunk a couple videos in this. Hopefully, we'll see. I don't know, but I've noticed a lot of these camping videos are either staged or a lot of times they're just people who don't have a lot of experience in the woods and they get scared at stuff that's absolutely normal. So let's see what we got here. First video.
Hunting trip in the mountainous region of Alberta. It began like any ordinary outing, but neither of them could have imagined it would end in tragedy and a mysterious encounter with something wild. Frank recorded the video on the spur of the moment, and it was later uploaded to his friend's YouTube channel, Strange Wilderness. Early in the trip, the two decided to split up and hunt in different parts of the river valley, watching for game from tree stands they had set up.
This might be kind of
good. As evening approached, Frank began hearing strange noises coming from the woods, dull thuds, and the sharp crack of breaking branches. He turned on his camera to document what was happening. The sounds grew louder and clearer, especially as he started making his way down from his stand.
I've heard that before. I have been in the woods, in the middle of nowhere, where I am 99.9% sure nobody else is, way out deep in the national forest on the west coast, and I've heard that before. So, and it sounds like a guy with a big old stick, and he's whacking it against the trees. And actually, I've taken a stick and I've whacked, and it sounds just like that.
Trying to pinpoint where the noises were coming from, he noticed a fallen tree in the distance and felt a wave of unease.
I'm getting down.
That sounded like a gunshot.
Deciding it was time to regroup, Frank headed out on his ATV toward the spot where Dawn was set up, hoping to meet before nightfall.
They say you
when
can
he reached
call
his friend's
Bigfoot
stand, it was empty.
like that.
Dawn was nowhere in sight, and the same unsettling noises were now echoing much closer than before. Along with the snapping branches came another sound, something deeper and far more disturbing.
Dawn? Dawn? Shit, man. Just heard something again.
At first, Frank wondered if someone was messing with him, but the feeling of danger kept
That's what it sounds
building.
like.
So he hurried back to his ATV.
I don't know what else could make those banging sounds.
When he tried to start it, the engine wouldn't turn over.
It is turning over.
Well, that sucks. What are the chances?
Hey! Is that you?
Stranded without transportation, he had no choice but to continue on foot. The sounds followed him. At one point, he caught sight of something that made his stomach drop and realized they were not alone in those woods. Whether it was an animal or something else entirely, he couldn't tell.
Out of here.
That sounds like a fox.
Moving deeper through the forest, Frank came across large animal tracks. He didn't stop to study them. The noises were getting closer.
Okay, I mean, if they set all this up, the banging and all that kind of like we could do it.
There's too many antlers there for one deer.
No, I know. There's like a deer skull here. Like that's old.
Oh.
That's newer. It looks like there's a deer skull. Like there's a head. These antlers, I think, go to a skull down here.
Oh.
And then these, I think, go somewhere. It's a pile of deer heads and antlers. So, I mean, you'd have to like have fresh kills. You and your buddy both would have had got a deer. You brought from home. You brought some. And then you stashed them in the middle of the woods or you stashed them somewhere. It'd have to be a whole production because you'd have to be like, okay, here's what we're going to do. You know, it's going to be nighttime. You're not going to be at your stand. My thing's not going to start. And like he would have had to probably like pull a spark plug out to get it to not start and just turn over. Like it would have like this would have had to be a whole production. Yeah, someone walking around banging on the freaking trees.
Yeah, I don't know. This one might be real.
They're also hunters. I'm assuming that they're avid hunters, which, you know, leads me to believe that they're not just random city people out there scared of random noises.
Yeah.
As he tried to put distance between himself and whatever was trailing him, it became clear he wasn't gaining any ground. Eventually, he realized running wasn't working. He stopped, raised his weapon, and fired at a fast approaching silhouette, but missed.
It's stalking me, whatever it is.
You gonna replay it again?
Trying to see, what are we looking at? That?
Later, he stumbled upon a strange structure made of branches, similar to formations he had noticed earlier near the river. Nearby were smaller constructions, decorated with animal remains. Not far from there,
All right,
he saw something that
that's
looked
weird.
disturbingly like an altar.
I mean, that's weird. They're going out there with rib cages now and putting them on.
Determined to get out, Frank searched for a trail leading back to safety.
What is that?
Hides.
I don't think Bigfoot would skin a animal. That was weird.
After what must have felt like forever, he finally made it back to the same valley where they had started their hunt. That's where he found Don, or what was left of him.
What?
What was left of him?
Two friends had gone up into the mountains. Only one came back. Don disappeared that night and was never seen again. The video description reads, "Fortunately, Frank Wildchild survived to tell his story, accompanied by video footage documenting his escape through the rugged forest in the dark of night. His longtime friend and hunting partner, Donald Bigcalf, was not as fortunate. He was never seen again. Rip Don Bigcalf."
Okay, dude, that was
Right.
probably one of the sickest videos I've ever seen. That's freaking crazy.
Wow.
Dude, that is, how have we never seen that video? There's no way, like, there's like,
Never seen again.
and that, so I don't know if you know, but like Alberta, Canada, and like places in Canada, and I mean, we're like remote. So, and there's all kinds of lore. There's all kinds of crazy lore that comes out of a lot of places in Canada. There's places, there's a whole thing. I can't remember the podcast I was listening to. It might have been Haunted Cosmos. And they talked about this particular place in Canada. I can't remember the name of it. But like, you go in and all kinds of people have gone in and they never came out and they just find them beheaded. And that's like historical. That's just what, like, it's super weird, but that was wild, dude. Oh my gosh. So for the record, I'm not debunking that you can't debunk that.
No.
The guy lost his best
It was
friend.
actually a news story, too.
The guy lost his best friend. You're not debunking that.
Wow.
That was his actual footage of like some weird stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to go camping tomorrow.
A man named Ray Savage released footage no one expected to see. What had seemed like an ordinary, peaceful night in the wilderness turned into something far more disturbing. Something hiding in the shadows.
Actually, pretty happy about this spot. I found a deer trail. Look where it goes. So I, parked down that way, walked up here. It keeps going on up there. And I want to look up that way at the trail.
Ray's intentions were harmless. Just another solo camping trip. His camera was set up to record wildlife. The location was a remote forest trail, rarely touched by people, perfect for observing deer and other animals. He carefully positioned his trail camera and an audio recorder, hoping to capture natural sounds and movement while camping nearby.
So here's the trail cam. Got it set up. It's facing over there perfectly. But I've got a nice little treat for you guys. There's the sound recorder. Okay. So I'm going to have the trail cam going.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
I'm also going to have the sound recorder going. I'm going to listen to the audio first, and then the trail cam.
For Ray, the night passed without incident. He enjoyed the fresh air and the quiet of the forest, completely unaware of what was happening only a few meters from his campsite. The following day, back at home, he began reviewing the recordings. Among the usual clips of wildlife was something entirely out of place. Something unsettling. The camera had captured a man walking through the forest in the middle of the night, barefoot and shirtless. He was holding an axe.
He's not barefoot.
No flashlight, no gear, no clear reason to be wandering through a remote forest at 4
For the
in
brand new
morning.
axe.
The figure moved slowly and with purpose across the frame, like a scene from a horror film. The most chilling part was that this person had been out there while Ray slept, just a short distance away. Fortunately, Ray never encountered the mysterious figure face
All right.
to face. But
First of all, he has boots on. Second of all, like he said, his axe looks kind of brand new. And third, he just happens to crawl by this camera. I mean, I guess there are animals that happen by the camera, but I mean, come on. After the first two we just watched.
enough for him to cross that trail off his list for good. Because sometimes the real danger in the wilderness doesn't come from nature itself,
Why is he
but from other
crawling?
people.
We're gonna call it there. Watch the good ones. Didn't really debunk very much because some of them didn't even need debunking, and some of them were kind of cool. And that first video was like nothing. That was like nothing I'd ever seen before. Yeah, that was crazy.
That was awesome.
I might have to watch that again. I'm gonna send that to some of my buddies. But all right, anyway, yep, signing off.